Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome back to today's YouTube video. So as you can see from the title, I am going to be showing you the tattoos that I have. So first, to address the reason I'm sat over this side of the screen, I'm going to be popping up pictures of my tattoos because it's going to be a lot easier for me to just put a picture up then to try and show you because they are all over the place. So to start with, I've got things wrote down on a notepad to make sure that I cover everything. So if I keep looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So yes, to get the video started, I have 8 tattoos in total. Some of them are very small and some of them are quite large. They don't all have meanings, and some of those that do have meanings are very, very personal. So I will be sharing bits, but perhaps not everything. I'm going to try my best to remember how old I was and the pain that I can remember it felt like. In all honesty, some of the tattoos I've got are nearly 8 years old now, so yeah, the exact pain scale and the exact age of when I had them done may be slightly off, but I will try my best. So yeah, I think age, meaning, pain are generally the main questions that people have around tattoos, but if you do have any further questions, then please leave them down in the comments section below for me and I will do my best to answer them for you. So my first tattoo, I had this done as soon as I turned 18, so I've always been interested in tattoos. I always knew that I was going to get one, or at least one. So yeah, literally as soon as I turned 18, I was like, right, okay, I'm going to get my first tattoo. There is no meaning behind the tattoo itself, so the design, that was literally just what I was interested in at the time, the type of thing I liked. I was into schools and all that sort of stuff, so there is no meaning behind the actual tattoo, but where I had the tattoo and the reason for having it, there is a meaning, which is still so personal for me to share or talk about, so I'm going to leave that there. But yeah, as I say, I was 18 years old. This took around 12 to 16 hours, I'm going to say, which I remember having 3 or 4 different sittings. So she put the stencil on, she did all the stenciling first, then I'd go back for shading, for colouring, for top up. So I remember going back for 3 or 4 sessions, and my first 2, maybe 3 sessions were 4 hours long. And then the last session, I can't remember quite how long that was. So I'm going to say between 12 to 16 hours this tattoo took. And I'm going to give it a pain score of between 2 to 4. So this one's on my arm, so it's quite easy to show you. So here I'd say along my, what's that? A wrist bone, yeah, that's what it is. So along this bit here, just along that bone bit there, that I would say was a 4. And also here, so like around the rose and going up into the like crease of my arm, that was also a 4. I'd say those were definitely the more painful places, but the rest of it I'd just give a 2 because you can obviously feel it, but I wouldn't say it was overly painful or uncomfortable. I sat there quite easily for the whole 4 hours, and it was my first ever tattoo. So yeah, that is tattoo number 1. Number 2 is my arrow again, which is on my arm here. This I think I got done when I was about 20. I believe it was a year or 2 after. This has got a very cliche meaning to it, shall we put it. So I used to live, and still do live, on Pinterest, and there is obviously so many ideas and things out there on Pinterest. So I went through a bit of a rough stage around the age of 17, 18, 19. And the meaning behind the arrow was the saying that with an arrow, it gets pulled back in terms of like on a bow and arrow, it gets pulled back, but then it gets shot towards its target. And the more you practice, the more you aim, the better you are, then the more likely you're going to hit that target bang on. And I sort of took that meaning behind the arrow and saying, no matter how much life pulls you back, no matter how many, you know, down days or backward steps that you think you've taken, just keep on aiming. Like, never lose sight of your target and just carry on aiming, because one day you will reach it and you will be shot in the direction that you need to go into to reach that target. So as I said, very cliche meaning, but it was such a small tattoo and it's hidden and it means something to me personally that, yeah, I got that done. So it took 5 minutes, if that, the actual tattoo itself, but I would probably say I was at the tattoo parlour for about 30 minutes, because obviously the tattoo artist needs to get all the ink and everything set up, which the setup took a lot longer than my tattoo itself. So I think this cost me £40. For this, I'd probably say the pain scale, I'm going to give it a 1. Again, I could feel it, but more than anything, I just remember trying not to laugh. Like, I just remember it sort of tickling more than it hurting or anything. So yeah, I'm definitely going to give that a 1, because that was really not painful. On to number 3. So again, this is on my arm here. As you can see from the photo, it says come what may, basically meaning nothing lasts forever, or what will be, along those lines. But rather than getting the cliche nothing lasts forever, it was, me and my sister have matching tattoos, so we both have this on the same arm in the same place, and we both agreed and decided to get this together. We, again, both like the tattoo, both like the quote, and yeah, it had some meaning in terms of, you know, just appreciating the fact that nothing does last forever, and you do have to appreciate and take all those moments in and make the most of them as you can. So yeah, me and my sister got this tattoo together. Again, I think I was around age 20. I don't think it was long after I got my arrow, so I think I was still around that age range. Again, it took 5 minutes, if that, because they just put the stencil on and it's literally just like writing it out. So it's a very quick tattoo, and I would give it a pain score of 2, if that. Again, you can feel that you're having a tattoo, but it really wasn't that bad. And I think with a lot of the smaller tattoos, because they're over so quickly, your adrenaline gets you through it. So I think with my larger tattoos, it started off at a lower pain threshold, and then as the hours have gone by, that's when it's gone up some like pain scores and started to become a bit unbearable. Okay, so that leads me on to tattoo number 4. Now, this one definitely has meaning. So it is my nan and granddad's death dates. Is that the correct terminology? Death dates. It's the date that they passed away. So the dates in between are my nan and granddad's, and the reason that I have the daisy chain is my nan's name was Daisy. Yeah, I got the daisy chain in a love heart just to show my love for them, and also the connection with my nan's name being Daisy. So yeah, I got this at the age of 22, I'd say. I got it. So my nan died when I was around 4 years old, and my granddad died when I was around the age of 22. It took about an hour and a half, so it was a longer one, I think just because it was quite intricate, and the petals and everything, the colouring in those took some time. Now, you do hear a lot about rib tattoos and how painful they are, and it's one of the most painful places to get it done. And again, it was my most painful tattoo up until this point. I would probably say it started off at about a 5. It definitely started at a point where I was like, okay, that hurts. Not really hurts, but I can definitely feel that, and I'm hoping that it's going to be over as soon as possible. And then I think probably about 50 minutes into it, it then went up another notch, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is starting to become uncomfortable. And I'd definitely say the last 15 minutes where they're going over things, touching things up, doing the last little final touches. That's where I was sort of gripping my thumbs in my hands, creating a fist and thinking, oh my God, please say this is going to be over soon. So I would probably say between a 5 to 7 in the pain score. So I absolutely love this tattoo, and my only regret is that it's on my ribs, apart from when I'm in a bikini, which isn't often. No one ever gets to see this tattoo, and I'd probably say it's one of my favourite tattoos. So yeah, it's got such a lovely meaning to it, and I love this tattoo so much. But yeah, I just wish I could show it off a bit more. So then we go on to tattoo number 5. So this I think I had not long after my rib one. I wanted to get something that reminded me of where I'd come from, what I'd achieved over the time, and yeah, basically just everything that I'd gone through. And I got through that from my own strength, and yeah, just my own empowerment to say, okay, get yourself out of this place, you can do better than this, you are better than this. So this is where I got this quote. It says, always believe in your own strength, which is, yeah, a quote that means a lot. And I always I thought it was just the right time to get it done. Absolutely love the placement of this. Yeah, I thought this quote, it means a lot. Again, it's going to be in a place that not many people are going to see very often, so it's got something that means something to me, and I'm getting it for myself. And I just absolutely love this position on my thigh. I really like it, and I think it looks really pretty. So yeah, as I say, I got this around age 22, not long after my Daisy one. It took literally 10 minutes. It took longer to set the place up than it did to do the actual tattoo. And I would give the pain score a 2. All of these pain scores are out of 10. I don't think I've said that, by the way, but yeah, it's pretty standard, I think, to do it out of 10. So yeah, 2 out of 10. Again, it was, I could feel it, but it really wasn't that uncomfortable. And again, I think because it's over so quick, your adrenaline's sort of pumped, and just masks all the pain. So yeah, that was another nice easy one to sit through. Then moving on to 6 and 7. So these are my 6th and 7th tattoo. I got them done together at the same time in the same sitting. There is no meaning behind these tattoos whatsoever. I just really like them. I got the Daisy on my ankle. Again, I probably should keep myself off Pinterest because I have no imagination. I cannot think of anything to do like this. But I see a picture, fall in love with the picture, and then I'm like, okay, that's my next tattoo. So I should really keep myself off there, because half of these tattoos I probably wouldn't have because I would never think of it myself. But I saw a lot of flowers on the ankle, the inside of the ankle, and again, really loved it. I went for the Daisy, and it's got a love heart centre. And then I was seeing a lot of photos with people that had back tattoos, and I loved the simplicity of this, and I just think it looked really elegant, and again, just something that I really wanted to get done. So no meaning. But the Daisy, I would say, took about 15 to 20 minutes. Again, because of the shading with the white in the petals, it took a little bit longer just because it's a bit more intricate. So I'd say that took about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'd give that a pain score of 2. It really didn't hurt, but obviously you can feel it. Now, my back tattoo is the most painful tattoo I have had. Oh my God. I knew that back was supposed to be the same sort of pain as ribs because it's going over the bone, which, because I'd had a rib tattoo and I was like, oh, okay, it was painful, but it was absolutely fine. I don't think I'd geared myself up enough for how painful this back tattoo was. So it took about 50 minutes to an hour, and I definitely think pain depends on whether you're just having an outline, whether there's shading and different stuff like this. And because it was more of like a water cut, like the flower head itself was more to look like a water painting rather than like a block colour. I don't know if that had any difference to it, but this was a solid 8, 9, and I would probably say for the last 5 minutes 10. Like, this was so painful. I remember like gripping the edge of the bed. My eyes were streaming. Like I wasn't crying, but I just couldn't stop my eyes from watering. And I remember like her stopping, and I must have like relaxed a bit, and she was like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this hurts so much." But yeah, worth all the pain. I do want to get the flower head topped up just so it's a bit more vibrant. Tattoos do fade over time, but that is definitely something I'm going to have to mentally prepare myself for, to go back through that pain. But yeah, I'd say it's a solid 8 or 9 on my back. I also just want to say here that this pain is all relevant to me. I think I take pain quite well. I can deal with it and cope with it quite well. So moving on to the last tattoo. This one, again, I'd say is one of my favourite tattoos. So I'd say this one and my rib one are my favourite tattoos out of the ones that I've got. This has a meaning. So I used to do gymnastics when I was younger, and cutting a long story short, my dad always used to say, "Go get 'em, Tiger." So it was sort of like a quote, like a little meaning thing that he always used to say to kind of, you know, like push me on and be like, "Come on, you've got this, go out there and smash it." And tigers have always been like a massive, I'd say it's one of like my favourite animals. It's always been something that I've admired. I think they're gorgeous. And with the Go Get 'em Tiger, you know, thing that my dad used to say, it's always again just had a meaning and something special to me. So linking that in with all the strength and the theme of my tattoos, I'd say this is a tattoo that I've known that I've always wanted, but yeah, just never got done. One, because of how expensive it is, because I knew it was going to take a lot of time. Two, I searched high and low for tattoo artists because I wanted it to be a real looking tiger. I didn't want to rush into anything. I wanted to make sure that the tattoo artist was good in realistic tattoos. So I got this done, I'd probably say just over a year ago now. So I got this done when I was 25. I'd probably say 25 and a half sort of age. It took around 6 to 7 hours, I would say. Again, the first couple of sessions that I had, I think were 3 or 4 hours long. Were they 3? I think they may have been 3 hours long. I think I had 3 sessions. I think my first 2 sessions were like 2 or 3 hours long each, and then the last one was about an hour and a half. That was just touching up little bits and bobs. And again, I'd probably give it a pain scale of 2. It really wasn't a painful place, and yeah, that is one of my most favourite tattoos. So yeah, out of all 8 tattoos, like I say, some have meanings, some don't, some are really personal, some are a bit, you know, just out there. And my favourite ones are my rib and my tiger on my thigh. As I say, I hope I've covered everything. Everything that I have said is from my own personal experience and my own personal view and opinion. And yeah, tattoos I've got done are because I like them, I wanted them. Does everyone approve of them? No, and I'm aware of that. But yeah, I like them, they are me, and they have meaning to me, whether that be an actual true value, personal meaning, or whether that just had meaning in terms of I really liked it, so I got it. But yeah, I think that is everything for today's video. Like I say, if you have got any comments, questions, or want me to do further videos on anything else related to tattoos or piercing, then please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get those done. If you did enjoy today's video, then please give this video a big like and subscribe to stick around for more. Let me know down in the comments below if you've got tattoos and what your favourite tattoo is, because like I say, it's been an interest and I'd absolutely love to know what your tattoos are and what your favourite one is. But yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!